Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. Welcome to everyone that's listening. I know you love listening to my rants and raves, my sarcasm, and this is why you guys are here today. I speak sometimes out of my mind. I don't script this, and a lot of things that I say might offend people. So if you are one of those people who get easily offended, or don't like to listen to hard truths, then you are listening to the wrong channel. I suggest you listen to the Disney Channel or something, or watch the Disney programs, because this stuff is X-rated. Channel, and I'm not going to waste any more of your time, so let's continue with the show. So the latest is Boris Johnson pulls out of the leadership race. So let me tell you something. This guy, Boris Johnson, was in the middle of his holiday, and he gets called up and they ask him to come over to London, and they want him to stand to be Prime Minister, and would he be interested? And he was like, hell yeah. So he jumped on the plane. He got booed on his way back on the airport, and now he's pulled out of the leadership race. So this is the thing. This is what I think. First of all, who the hell is running this country? I say this because Liz Truss, a couple of days ago, said she's not a quitter. She's not going to quit the job. She's going to stay till the end. She's the Prime Minister of UK. So somebody above her is calling the shots. The 1922 committee have a joint statement. This is part of their rules and regulations, and this is part of their constitution. And it said that a leader cannot have a vote of no confidence within a year. And we're talking about Prime Minister here. So she had a meeting with the 1922 committee, and the next thing you know, she's handing in her notice. So who the hell is pushing her to quit? Is this what you call a democracy? Where's the votes? Where's the no confidence votes? Where's the debate? Where's the parliamentary debate where, they want her out? What's going on? Is this part of democracy? I haven't seen another democratic country being run like this. Can you understand what I'm talking about, guys? I mean, she's supposed to be the Prime Minister, the most important leader in the UK. And now she's been asked to leave, forced to leave. And guess what? The taxpayers have to still pay her salary for the rest of the year. We don't get to decide where our tax money goes. But somebody else is running the country, and somebody else has called Boris to come all the way to London from his holiday and stand as a leader. So who the hell is doing this? Who? Please enlighten me. And poor Rishi Sunak, so you got here, poor Rishi Sunak, he's been used like some sort of football player nobody wants. So this is the thing, you have two teams, and do you remember the days when you used to play football and you will pick a player, and everyone picks a player, and Rishi Sunak is the last player left, and nobody wants to pick him. This is exactly what's happening now in the Tory leadership contest. There's nobody else that wants to stand up to be a leader of the Conservative Party and the Prime Minister of UK. And poor Rishi is the only one standing there with his hand up saying, me, me, me. And nobody's like taking notice. Everyone's looking around. He's jumping up saying, me, me, me. And somebody called Boris from his holiday saying, oh, Boris, can you come over here? We need you as the next Prime Minister. So can you see what I mean? Rishi has already gone through this process with Liz Truss. He obviously was more qualified than Liz Truss. I mean, everyone can see that. Everyone can see that Liz Truss was not qualified. The only reason she got the job is because of a hawkish attitude towards China and a hawkish attitude towards Russia. That's the only reason. There is another reason, which I'm not going to go into right now. Actually, I will go into it. I will go into it, guys, because the way Rishi's been treated, I'm not going to say the word, but let me tell you something. I work in a certain department, and I hear things. I hear people talking. I hear people talking about Rishi, and I hear people saying that why he shouldn't be a prime minister. And a few times his race did come up. And you might think, oh no, England is not racist. This parliament is not racist. That can't be true. Well, let me tell you something. The British government is run by people who still believe they are still imperialists. There's a lot of old people in there who still feel that Britain is still a superpower. They still feel that imperial attitude. They still have that colonial mindset. They look down on Rishi, even though Rishi, been to some of the best private schools, and a few of them cannot get past Rishi's origin. And I'm not saying everybody in the parliament or government is like that, but there are a few. And I have seen it with my own eyes, and I've heard it with my own ears. You sit around the canteen, you hear people talk. You hear people talk in the corridors when you walk past them. This is what happens, guys. You have to understand there is a very much a colonial mindset, superpower mindset. This is never going to disappear. That's always going to be there in the British government. Is that going to stop Rishi from getting the job? No, it's not. Rishi will still get the job because there's nobody else. There's nobody else qualified, and nobody else wants the job. So he will get the job as the next prime minister. And there was talks about him and Boris Johnson having some sort of joint power thing, but they had discussions and that didn't work as well. So Boris pulled out. Boris would never be prime minister again. I mean, Boris is the reason we are in this mess. Obviously, so is Rishi's fault as well because he was chancellor, but mainly Boris. So Rishi has got no choice but to be prime minister, and this is what I believe will happen. Rishi will get his honeymoon period for maybe like a week, and then if he cannot turn the economy around, if he cannot stop the pound from falling, trust me, after 2-3 weeks, they're going to be asking for his head as well. Because we are not out of this economic mess, not for a long shot. We are only just starting. It's going to get worse, much, much worse. Trust me, it's going to get much, much worse. The interest rates are going to keep going up. The pound is still going to keep going down. The bond yields are going to go up. The bond prices are going to go down. Pensions are going to go disappear. There's going to be a lot of angry people around. People's mortgages are going to rise. People are going to lose their homes. People won't be able to afford their heating. There's a lot of pain still to come because we haven't hit winter yet. So this is what's going to happen. Rishi's going to get the job, but then all of the knives are going to be out if he cannot turn it around. And he's going to turn it around very quickly. I mean, look how long Liz Truss had the job for. Just under 4 weeks, or just about 4 weeks, 5 weeks, I don't know. Rishi's not going to get even that. He's not going to get any honeymoon period. So you'll see, the pain is, there's a lot of pain still to come. And those people who are reluctant to give Rishi the job, they're the ones that are going to have the knives sharpened the most when Rishi fails. And he will fail because there is no man in this earth that can pull UK out of this mess. It's too late. If Rishi was strong enough, the first thing he should do is reverse all of these sanctions in Russia, push Ukraine and Russia, get the Europeans involved, get the Americans involved, get some sort of peace deal done with Ukraine and Russia, get this war ended. But Rishi's not going to do that. He's not going to be allowed to do that. And I don't think he's that kind of person who will stand up and do that, or he's brave enough to do that. So that's not going to happen. So I do not know what else he can do, because end of the day, we are coming to the end of capitalism, and our economy is based on the United States economy. Our economy is based on the dollar. So if the dollar goes up, the pound goes down, because that's how it works. If the Fed increases the interest rates, we have to increase the interest rates as well on the same day. If you look back and see when we have increased all the interest rates, you'll see the Fed increases it first, followed by Great Britain, because we are very much intertwined with the American system, with the dollar. So the United States and the dollar is going to bring us down. The dollar is going to get stronger. The pound's going to get weaker. We are an import country, so all the goods that we buy around the world is going to get more expensive because the pound is weaker. Things like gas and electricity, oil is going to get more expensive because the dollar is more expensive. Our imports are pretty much dead, so we can't take advantage of the weak pound. There's still a lot of problems yet to come, and they are saying that the Fed is still going to carry on increasing the interest rates. We have to do the same. People will lose their homes. People cannot afford paying these mortgages, these gas prices, electricity prices, cost of living. Everything's going up. There's going to come a time when people are just not going to afford it. There's going to be power outages. There's still a lot of pain to come, guys. There's going to be food shortages. There's still a lot of pain. We have not seen anything yet. This is going to be a bigger crash than 2008. And this is going to last us a long time, a very, very long time. So if you have any savings in UK, if you have any ISAs, for example, if you have any, shares or stocks and shares, I suggest you take them out, because there's going to be a lot of pain over the next few weeks. I believe the pound will carry on tumbling down, and that's not going to stop. I mean, look, incompetent as Liz was, we are not in this mess because of Liz. This is, like I said, this is a government trying to run the country like a football team. They think that swapping the manager will allow them to win the league. No, it doesn't work like that. Boris has been in power for how long? And all of his stuff has caused this mess. The reckless printing during pandemic, the Brexit, his ridiculous sanction policies against Russia, the Russophobia in UK, kicking out all of the Chinese investments in UK. I can name so many stuff. I can name so many. It's all down to Boris. So I'm just going to say as it is again, guys. Rishi will get the job because there's nobody else to take the job. He's like the last person, that people don't want to be prime minister. People have no choice. Like I said, when you have two teams and you're picking the players, and Rishi's the last player nobody wants, but one of the teams will have to pick him. They have no choice. Same way, the government has to pick Rishi because there's nobody else. Nobody else. So they will pick him, but he's going to have a very short honeymoon. Because, if you thought Liz had it bad, Rishi is going to have it even worse. Trust me on that. Rishi has a lot of enemies and a lot of people who don't want him to be prime minister. As soon as he does one thing wrong, they will be the first ones to jump in there and start throwing their knives at Rishi. So that's all I wanted to say, guys. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care for now.